In the ashes of broken worlds, legends are born. Godships of iron and flame, forged in the hearts of dying stars. Fallen gods who once held the cosmos in their grasp, now whispering through rusted steel and shattered stone. Beasts of a forgotten war, machines of impossible design rise from a planet reborn. And amidst it all, a child of iron and flame, destined to save man and machine, to shine as their light and beat back the creeping darkness of the void. Together, watch as the broken universe comes alive with epic builds and ancient legends.
Okay, it's time. I have finished this video for my Rolling Rocket tribute to Bill at Bill Making Stuff. I got the video done. I am so happy with this build. This tank, this Ghibli, awesome, riveted, metal paneled, multiple gun tank brings me so much pleasure. These tank treads, just everything is just so satisfying. The amount of imagination you put into one of these, the time crafting and putting things together, trying to have a purpose for every little piece of plastic, everything that you put on there, that magical moment of priming it and tying it together and it actually coming to life and becoming a true creation is awesome. So I hope you enjoy the video. As I work here in the Scrap Forge, I'm building stories and machines and creatures and ships to go into my broken universe, my world. So sit back, watch the video, enjoy it, and let's do it. Isn't that such a great looking tank? Look at that angle, look at that detail. So cool, those wheels, the things I learned. What a great build. I'm so glad to finally be doing this tribute to Bill. This tank build changed my life. It made me just have the confidence to start this channel and just do things I just didn't think I was ever gonna do. So this is me building this tank because I just knew I could do it and I knew I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it the way Bill taught. One of the great things about his videos is they're great teaching videos showing the process and explaining without being too dull, actually being quite entertaining, explaining all the different things he does, what he thinks of, what he's looking for, how he finds things and uses it. So this is just the beginning, doing a little dry fitting, just the beginning, just stacking things around and grabbing pieces. They're gonna be good tank shapes and pieces. And I'm like, you know what, scratch that. If I'm gonna do this like Bill, then I need to sketch my design. And so I start to sketch, which is hilarious because all I do is end up sketching Bill's Rolling Rocket. But hey, at least I sketched. And now everyone can see that I can kind of sketch. I did go to art school, did work in the animation industry, so I can draw and sketch. This is just a quick sketch layout. I knew I want multiple turrets, different sizes, much like Bill's, but I probably wanted a few more guns. Mine more for war than his seems to be, or mine just for more extreme war. I don't know, but both are going to be very Ghibli, very whimsical and cool. So yeah, so here I am with my first new skill, something I had never done before. Usually I would just find parts or pieces to be the wheels or the body of a ship or a vehicle I'm building. And this was Bill showing how he built the tank treads out of cardboard. So I'm copying that verbatim, how he did it. And using, he even shows how you can use good cardboard for the outside to glue all your stuff on, and cheap cardboard for the middle, just to, save a little money and you have a use for that crappy cardboard. I did that too. And plus the pizza box cardboard I was using is nice and strong, but it's so thin. I would have had to cut out like 50 pieces to make it thick enough. So yeah, the fat corrugated cardboard is better. And so this is his process for gluing it, getting the glue smeared on there. So these things are just going to be solid, one piece when they're dry. And again, I really enjoyed learning this step because I used this same step when I built my Big Bot Bash build. This is a big robot horse and knight that I will actually do a video of as well. And I've just been building so many new things just because of it's so funny. It's like when Bill offers a challenge, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Oh, wait, I want to do it. And so being a Patreon and be able to do the Patreon challenges and stuff is really fun. So I'm actually really enjoying it. And I was not planning on making a video or a YouTube channel, but I was continually filming myself just in case. I don't know why. My wife would laugh at me and say, who are you talking to? As I'd be filming myself, and I would laugh and just say, just the audience in my head. But who knows? So I do a lot of like, hey guys, you're doing what I have to do. But yeah, anyways, I try not to say, hey guys, too much because that just annoys me. But I really, really, really am having so much fun making this channel and sharing these videos. And this tribute video has been a long time coming. I think I've mentioned it in every video, the 3 other videos I've made so far. So 100% of my videos so far. But this is really fun. Getting the wheels, getting the different size wheels and textures with their own. Some of these tires have really cool molds. So they got great texture, great bolt patterns for their stuff. And then once you get them in place and it looks good, then you start stacking stuff on top of it. So I'm getting some wooden gears. These wooden gears kits you'll find in thrift stores all the time. They're great because they have so many small little pieces. And they paint up great. They look great. They're really laser cut gears. They look great. And you can get them for practically nothing in thrift stores. So stacking them up, layering these greeblies is what all these little pieces are called that you put on things to make them look cool, is really essential to make it look like it's something, like it does something. If you just leave a tire just kind of open and someone goes, oh, that's just a tire off a toy car. But you put a gear on it and then a bead on it, and then put some foam across it or a plate on it, well, then you got something that doesn't exist in the world. Now you're creating something new. One of my favorite things about this entire hobby is everything's one of a kind. If you built it, it doesn't exist anywhere else. Even though mine and Bill's tanks are very similar, his is original and so is mine. And that is a really fun thing about this hobby. You saw I had a little Studio Ghibli tribute AI picture of what I want my tank to look like and what it turned out to look like. And that's what I had the vision in my head. Well, of course, which looks like Bill's, so it's not that big a deal. But lots of guns, big cannons, and just huge. And the scale of these things are so cool because it's gotta be like 50 feet tall. I mean, I think I was looking at my little 28 millimeter scale guy standing next to the tank treads. And so the tank treads alone got to be like 18 feet, which can you just imagine that in the real world? And I mean, I wish that existed because it's just so cool. And I'm really enjoying it, but I can see here's some of my steps. When listening to Bill's video, when he made this thing, he put Mod Podge on something so it wouldn't get ruined. So I just didn't really understand what he was doing. So I Mod Podged everything. So those wheels now have Mod Podge on them. The cardboard underneath has Mod Podge, which I think is what he was trying to protect. And some foams don't react good to super glue. So he says you put Mod Podge on first and it works better. I think that's what he was saying. Anyways, don't worry, I Mod Podged everything, which I don't do anymore. But this was really one of my first builds that I did after kind of discovering some of these cool channels. I always knew a few channels, but this was my first really this is cool. And you can see where my turret placement is there. It's horrible, and I'll figure that out as we go. But this is a little bullet blender lid, and it's got really cool ridges, and I thought it would just be the perfect turret, main turret And then I found a really nice big pump sprayer piece that just had a lot of just free detail, a lot of cool things already on it. And yeah, I know you can stack pens together or straws together and make cool things, but this thing just came pre-built, ready to go. And I really liked it, and it makes it kind of unique. Here, this is important. Whenever I build things, I've been building spaceships and vehicles, for years. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been doing stuff like this. I always like to put things underneath things or behind things because it's the hidden stuff, the stuff just out of view that you have to look for. You have to go in and just, what is that? What is back there? That just makes it come alive, makes it feel like it has a purpose, like it's real, like it could actually fire up and start working. So I really enjoy filling in gaps and making things have a lot of depth to it when you build it. There I'm just using hot glue to tack things in place, and then when I like it, I'll hit it with super glue. And now I need to start sizing some of these thousands of bottles and containers and things I've been collecting, and I need to start sizing them down so that it fits on this tank. And so I've got my craft file, and I'll just start sizing those things. And it's a process, but this is the most custom thing I've ever built, because usually I would just take toys apart or things like that and just repurpose it. Like, oh well, this top of this squirt gun looks like a little tower, so I just cut it and put that on my build, which is still cool and looks cool and is kind of custom. But I've never done this, where I'm actually just taking real trash, bottles from the garbage, and putting them on. So this was really awesome. Now I've realized that I need to extend my turret further to the front, like Bill's is, and so I found a plastic toy box that I can put in the front, and I'm going to put some pistons or supports on the side and make it look like it was designed that way. It looked really cool, and of course now that the turret's moving up, it looks so much better. And because it was really looking weird with it was kind of in the middle, I did not like it at all. And it's funny, when I go back and look at my sketch, I'm like, well, yeah, there's the platform right there. So it is good to sketch because you can go back and look at it, and that'll come up here in a minute. I threw that in there just so you can see that sketching is beneficial, and I'm glad Bill shows it and does it, because I never did that before. I didn't really plan things. I just kind of started building, which is fun. You can do that, but it's also sometimes fun if you have an idea in your head to sketch it out. Sketch out a few different ideas. It might spark some more creativity as you're building. So I'm doing that. Now I'm just trying to kind of figure things out, make sure they work good, make they look right. And I really enjoy that. And now I'm ready to glue it down in place. And when I set it on there, it's going to be glued. It's not coming off again. And so there now you can see the sketch that I did earlier. And you see there's the platform, and the tank tower is way ahead of the trailers now, like it's supposed to be. And now it's just, I'm so happy right now. I just can't tell you. It looks so much better. And now I'm just using some of this. I want to use this conduit because Bill uses it on his stuff and spaceships, and his brother does. And I was like, yeah, and it looks so cool because it could be huge tubing or, hydraulic lines or fuel lines, power cabling, whatever, but it looks awesome. And this stuff, it has a split down it so you can feed like a cord in it or something, different cables in it. And it wasn't quite working because when I tried to bend it into place, it would just split apart and look weird. So I ended up using like some heavy duty plastic straws that come in these drinking cups you can get, and they work just as well. But I love the texture and I love the idea. And but I was kind of got stuck because it wasn't looking right. And whenever that happens, you're kind of stuck on a build. Like after I put these barrels on the end couplings, because I wanted to make it go underneath, like these cables were connecting to the engine. It wasn't working, and when that happens, just stop and go on to something else. It's okay to take a break from it, and you'll have an idea later on. And I did, using something different that worked great. And so that's kind of a good tip, is if you just get stuck, move on to something else, work on something else, and you'll be surprised. You'll find a solution to your issues, your problems. But I am really enjoying that back platform. I found that piece at a thrift store. or actually I wouldn't have bought that from a store. It was like candy, or it had some cards in it, like some playing cards for kids. But I knew it was the right shape, so I bought it brand new. So that's the only thing that wasn't junk until I threw the cards away and made it junk. Now I'm just dry fitting again, and I've got that little round bottle was like a energy shot caffeinated coffee drink or something. And I saw they were on clearance at this Circle K by my house, and I bought like all 7 that they had. Even though I don't drink coffee and that kind of stuff, usually it's just my soda, which is bad enough for me. But I love that shape. That nice round shape was so good. And then these NyQuil bottles, these kind of triangular bottles, cut those down. So now that I have the things I knew I wanted, now it's just kind of placing them, getting them where I like them. And then before I glue them down, I want to make sure I fill the gaps in between them. So I'm adding like some tubing and some pistons and pipes from pen parts and from pump sprayers or spray nozzles. You tear those things apart and there's just so many pieces. But when I put it together, there's going to be that depth that that has mechanics behind the tower, which again just adds to the realism and just makes the model look that much cooler. And there are some guys who are amazing at that, way better than I am. Studson Studio does that all the time. His stuff is just so detailed and it just looks like it could just come alive when he's done. It's really neat. But anyway, so working on that, and again, just having so much fun enjoying this build. I'm using a super glue bottle here because it's the right narrow size to fit on this side, but I have a piece on the side of the tank that's in the way, so I'm going to pop that off. And that's a good thing about why I like using super hot glue first, because things pop off pretty easy, and then at the end of the build I hit everything with super glue. But it's just really starting to come together. I am starting to feel it, and I'm just so excited. I could spend hours doing this, and I had hours of footage, but I got this thing down to about 30 minutes. Bill's original length of his video for the Rolling Rock, I was actually pretty impressed. I'm learning to cut out more of my junk footage. It's hard though, because you put so much time into it. I want to show you everything, but this video would be 30 hours long. Anyways, finding the right piece to fit, and you probably see on the table I have different things here because I'm trying different things, and sometimes you have to get up and go look around and look through your bit box and through your Greebly box and just find the right part. And what's really fun about that is every once in a while you'll find something that just fits perfect, like it was made for it, and it just it goes right into a groove or just slides in like it was just manufactured that way. And that is literally one of the most satisfying things, because it's like almost like this piece is telling you what it wants to be and saying, no, there's a piece you have and it fits perfectly here, and that's the one I want. When you find it, it just fits perfectly. It's such a satisfying, cool thing. So I'm just really enjoying this whole process. Every time I do it, it's so relaxing, it's therapeutic and exciting. There's just nothing like creating. No matter what kind of creation you do, you don't have to be completely artistic. There's lots of ways to create, but if all you're doing is consuming just video games or TV or movies, or just consuming all the time, you're just not going to be as fulfilled. So whatever your passion is, whatever you like, try to create something. And it's going to be horrible at first. It is for all of us. My boys will be drawing at the kitchen table, and they're like, Dad, yours is so much better. I'm like, well, it wasn't when I was 10. Here, let me show you what I drew like when I was 10. And they laugh because it's this horrible looking drawing. But that's where we all start. But there's just nothing like creation and making something. So you just got to do it. And it's just so satisfying. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to mess up. Just do it. Like me creating these videos. I know these first videos aren't very good, but you know what? It's fun. And it is a creation process, and I'm getting better at it, maybe. Here you can see me throwing on some more craft foam. Again, whoever would have thought of that? I never would have if Bill didn't introduce it. But adding metal plating. I've been drawing metal plates and rivets on my drawings for years and never thought to build with it. Just what an awesome, cool effect. And I'm just really enjoying the kind of the world of miniatures. I've always loved that, and collecting things in curio cabinets, things like that. And this is just so much fun. And now that I'm building my own universe, like Bill's Gutterlands and Gamey Builds has his world, and all these other guys have their own universe. When you start building your own and you can put your own things in it, it just gives you so much drive and purpose. And it's like, I just want to go build the next thing. And for me, the build is the amazing part, and the video is something I can share it with. Bill's like, I want to build something so I can make an awesome video. And he talks about that, and he does. They're amazing. My videos will never reach his level. But for me, the passion is in the build and the thing I'm creating. And I love them. And it's going to be hard for me to part with them when I start having too many things. I really do. I just would keep them and put them in my coffin with me because I love it. So now we're just coming together. Bill made an awesome bulldozer blade on his. And so I'm making a kind of a roll cage spike one on mine. And maybe our two tanks will have a contest in the Gutterlands to see who will clear the rusters out first. And if you don't get that reference, then go watch Bill's channel, because it's awesome and his world is awesome, and you need to go and learn about it. I do think my tank would probably win in a fight. I've got quite a few more guns than he does and big cannons. And to me, I think size matters. So I think mine would win, although his would put up a good fight. But these two tanks just belong together. They're just so cool. And now I get my flame torch out because that plastic is really shiny, and paint doesn't stick to really shiny plastic, and it's too small to sand. But I actually melt all the tips. They all curled over, so I had to re-whittle them and get them sharp again. But that's just part of the experience. And yeah, you can use fire to get that patina off of plastic, and I do it all the time. Again, a great tip on watching these channels. There you can see my little guy, my little figure there. I got him from like the $5 store or whatever. And he's a nice detailed guy, but he's the right size, and so it helps me keep everything in scale. And so he's just, look at that tank, and this is kind of just the best part. I mean, you just see all these different colors and pieces of plastic and all this junk, and it's just so awesome. Here we're taking a heat gun. The heat gun goes, we melt off all the little spider webs of hot glue, and it just looks clean as a whistle when you're done. And now it's time for rivets, or as Bill would say, rivet time, and get the rivets on. I really enjoy this process. It's fun, it's relaxing, and it's just such a instant payoff when you're done. It is a little, tedious, and you got to be methodical and deal with the super glue drying or sticking to your knife, or your knife getting too dull, but it's really satisfying. Bill actually made his own rivets for his, so they're flat, and they really look cool because they look like they're pounded down. These are half rounds I got from Joann's. They look good, but I think Bill's look better. And here my foam was sticking a little bit past the wheels, all my little wheels in there, so I'm sanding that craft foam down. And after putting super glue, so much glue on those things are as hard as a rock, so you can sand that foam and work it really easy. It gets really strong. It's really cool. But man, look at that cool. Look at all those rivets. That just looks great. That is a good looking tank, and there it is before it gets transformed. Of course, I Mod Podge it because Bill said Mod Podge, and I Mod Podged everything, not knowing what the heck I was doing. That's so stupid. But I mean, yeah, I was new. So you don't have to Mod Podge your plastic, everybody. But it's prime time, and here comes the paint. I've been enjoying this for years, but painting my ships I build and spaceships and vehicles, there's nothing cooler than when you paint and just see it all it just becomes 180 different pieces to one manufactured awesome piece. And look at it, there it is. That just looks so cool. I mean, that probably actually looks better than my paint job. I'm definitely gonna repaint my tank. It looks horrible. I'm really terrible at painting. If you look at everything I've ever done, it's all one color. There's actually my horse and knight in the background that I built for the Big Bot Bash. I kind of did these at the same time. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Look at this. It's just, I'm not a good painter. And I'll get better. Obviously, everyone does, but no. There's the oil wash, and it's okay. But now this is it. So here's my finished product, and it's pretty good. here's Bill's, and yeah, that's a professional build, and that thing just looks amazing. The railing, the wheels, the tread, everything just looks so clean and nice, just so much better than mine. But I think mine would win in a fight. Just awesome. I'm just so good. Thanks again, Bill. And hell, let's get into the AI. I'm going to, that's an old image I had AI do. I love working with AI. It's really dumb and it does things wrong. You can see every one of these looks a little different, but it's so much fun. And I started throwing in my Vraxolith snake I built, which was awesome. Look at that battalion of tanks. So cool. I really enjoyed it. These images were fun. I added little effects to them. And I threw in a kaiju and all my tanks fighting it. But come on, that's just awesome. And then I said, you know what, let's try this in Ghibli style. And there we went. You know, AI threw a big barrel on my tank. I don't know why. I said, turn the turret and fire. So it did, but it added a 20-foot barrel. So I tried again, and I said, okay, that's the front of the tank on the other side. And it didn't line up the fire very well, but it's still moving and looking cool. And then this guy, look at him. Oh, he fired, and look at him just go. Come on. I was an animator, and I can tell you how long that would take. Okay, well, that was awesome. Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked the build. I hope you liked the whole process. I tried to make the video interesting and informative, but I really like, once I'm done with all this, throwing it into AI. I love taking my artwork, my designs, the things I've come up with, and letting AI enhance my artwork. I know there's lots of people who don't like AI for artists, but I think it's a great tool that can be used just like 3D printing, just like, although I don't do any 3D printing, just like an airbrush, a computer, a tablet. It's all just tools. So AI is a tool that we need to learn how to use and use correctly. So I hope you liked it. I really enjoy what it can do and do quickly, which is one of the benefits, because this stuff takes time and we don't have, time is running out on some of us. So I got 10 years worth of stuff to build for this channel and to come up with, and this is just the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. Let me know what you like. Put it in the comments. Next video will probably be a couple of trash talk episodes. I'm going to be finishing up these water wardens, my merbots, and I'll do a video of kind of all three that I have built. There's two more I want to build, so that might be just one whole video. But I'll keep working on those. I want to work on some more monsters and stuff for the Broken Universe and keep going. So that's it. If you want to see any of my very few past videos, I'll try to put a link right there if I can figure out how. And that's it. Check out Bill making stuff, Dan does, Stutson Studios, Dr. Toys. These guys have awesome channels. Check them out, subscribe to them, watch them, and be grateful that we have so much cool content, good, clean, fun, entertaining, and kind of sometimes mind-blowing, awesome content. And get into this hobby. It's fun. Just, again, stay out of my thrift stores and we won't have any problems. But I'm going to keep building in the Scrap Forge, building the Broken Universe, one piece of junk at a time, and building something legendary. See you guys. Thanks. It's just so cool. So I'm going to keep building the Scrap Forge, trying to make things legendary, build something out of nothing, and go from there. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye. Dadgummit.